Assalamualaikum and good day, Professor Dr. Effendi Abdul Hasim. My name is Abdul Sama bin Muhammad Taufik. My matrix number 62215224110, and this is my presentation on the role of effective import and export management in global trade for EEB31003. For introductions, import-export management is the systematic coordination of cross-border transactions involving regulations, logistic, payment, and risk management. It has evolved from administrative paperwork to strategic capability. According to the World Trade Organization 2024, global trade continues growing despite uncertainty. However, companies need real-time logistics, flexible supply chains, and also proactive risk governance. Core skills like Incoterms, trade finance, and also currency hedging are now essentials. This presentation examines 4 strategic pillars, which is the first one, trade regulation and FTA compliance, which is understanding WTO rules, customs procedures, and also free trade agreement. Second, multimodal logistics and Incoterms, which is choosing the right transportation mode and applying correct trade terms. Next is financial security and risk management, which is using proper payment method and protecting against currency fluctuations. And the fourth is proactive risk governance, which is implementing enterprise risk management to handle disruptions. Real example from Nestlé, Nike, Toyota, and Intel demonstrate how this concept work in practice. Now we'll talk about trade regulation, which is my study is Nestlé. International trade operates under complex regulations. The WTO established most favored nations treatment to ensure fair competitions. And custom procedure require accurate HS codes and documentations. And export controls restrict dual-use technologies and sanctions limit transaction with certain entities. Free trade agreement like RCEP, CTPP, and also USMCA reduce tariff but require transparent supply chains and local content proof. Companies must maintain detailed documentation to qualify for this benefit. Now, Nestlé challenges, which is my case study. Nestlé sources ingredients from over 100 countries and must comply with different food safety rules in every market. In 2022, the EU strengthened GMO and pesticide regulations, and then because of that, some products no longer met the new standards, and different countries also have different sugar tax policies. So the challenge was how to maintain market access across 100 plus countries while meeting constantly changing health regulation without losing competitiveness. So Nestlé responded by reformulating product and improving traceability system and investing in third-party certification, which is the result. They maintain market access while meeting health standard. This demonstrates that regulatory agility is essential for multinationals in highly regulated industries. Now we will going through the logistic. Logistic efficiency is the backbone of effective import and export. There are 4 main transportation modes, which is ocean freight, which is handles bulk cargo at lowest cost but takes 20 to 45 days. Air freight, which is deliver urgent goods in 1 to 5 days but cost much more. Rail, which is provide a middle ground at 12 to 18 days for China and Europe routes, and trucking handles last mile delivery within hour to 3 days. The key is choosing the right mix based on cost, speed, and reliability, which is Incoterms. Clearly specified responsibilities, which is FOB means seller delivers on board vessel, CIF means seller pays shipping and insurance, DDP means seller handles everything to the buyer locations. Getting this wrong can lead to custom delays or legal disputes. Next, I'll go to Nike logistic challenges, which is Nike case. Nike manufactures in Vietnam, Indonesia, and China, then distribute worldwide. Seasonal product need cheap ocean freight but take weeks. Unexpected demand needs fast freight but cost more. Custom delays can stall the entire supply chain, and Nike use ocean freight for bulk goods and for urgent restocking and also regional distribution centers. They negotiate DDP terms and use digital platform for end-to-end visibility. And the result is fast response to demand while controlling costs, and a key competitiveness edge is in the fast changing athletic apparel business. For introductions, import-export management is the systematic coordination of cross-border transactions involving regulations, logistic, payment, and risk management. It has evolved from administrative paperwork to strategic capability. According to the World Trade Organization 2024, global trade continues growing despite uncertainty. However, companies need real-time logistics, flexible supply chains, and also proactive risk governance. Core skills like Incoterms, trade finance, and also currency hedging are now essentials. This presentation examines four strategic pillars, which is the first one, trade regulation and FTA compliance, which is understanding WTO rules, customs procedures, and also free trade agreement. Second, multimodal logistics and Incoterms, which is choosing the right transportation mode and applying correct trade terms. Next is financial security and risk management, which is using proper payment method and protecting against currency fluctuations. And the fourth is proactive risk governance, which is implementing enterprise risk management to handle disruptions. Real example from Nestlé, Nike, Toyota, and Intel demonstrate how this concept work in practice. For the risk management, import-export operation face multiple risk categories, which is political risk includes sudden tariff or sanctions. Supply chain risk involve port congestion or supplier bankruptcy. And financial risk covers buyer default or currency fluctuations, which is compliance risk involve documentation error. These risks have cumulative effects, which is a custom dealers can stall productions and a currency shock can wipe out profits. And because of that, in this Intel case study, Intel challenge during 2021 to 2023, which is Intel faced unpredicted semiconductor orders while struggling with production constraints, raw material storage, and also logistical bottlenecks. And customer orders surged, but factories could not keep up. Key materials were in short supply globally. And how Intel respond is by diversifying supply across Taiwan, South Korea, and also USA. They raise buffer stock from 2 to 4 months and invest in dual sourcing and accelerated fabrications in USA and Europe. And because of that, the result is 10 to 15% higher short-term cost, but they avoided major productions downtime and kept customer promises. This shows risk preparation must be in the strategic planning, not just emergency responses. So as a conclusion, import-export management is a strategic capability, not just a paperwork. It directly impacts competitiveness, stability, and profitability. And the four pillars must work together. Regulations and compliance ensure market access, logistics and Incoterms enables efficiency movement of goods, and financial security and hedging protect against payment default and currency fluctuations, and also risk governance handles disruption without impairing market positions. So as evidence from Nestlé, Nike, Toyota, and Intel demonstrates that successful trade operation needs continuous adaptations and data-driven decisions and teamwork. My recommendation is use automated compliance system, build flexible logistic networks, and apply structured trade finance with hedging at risk, check in planning process, and also treat import-export as a core strategy. And companies that view import and export management as a key strategic activity will reap the benefit of operational resilience and also cost control, and competitive positioning in foreign markets. So that's all from me. Thank you for your attention.